What's up everyone, it's Pat and Frankie here from Engine Power, and this next one we've picked out specifically to put up on the channel because we think it's pretty cool. This started out as a regular tech build, but it evolved into something very cool.
Yeah, this is one of those platforms that everybody's had one, everybody loves them, and a performance build like this one really just gets us going. This is one of those ones that was a ton of fun to do, and we really think you're gonna enjoy it. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell before you get started, and then enjoy.
Boost. You're watching Power Nation.
Welcome to Engine Power, where we are back on our GM 4.3 liter V6. This engine was a lot of fun, and honestly, it's one of my favorite engine builds we've done so far.
This project actually started out as some universal tech that would apply to any engine that you build, but because it gained so much popularity, we decided to do a full build.
Yeah, and it ran really great on the dyno, made some good numbers. We got a lot of great feedback from you, the viewers, and one suggestion really stood out, and that was a power adder. So today, that is what we're gonna tackle. But first, if you haven't seen this engine before or don't know everything we've done to it, take a look at this. We used the V6 to demonstrate how to prep an engine for a build, how to make some mods to increase oil flow, and how to port the heads to increase airflow. We then used our Sunnen SV15 cylinder hone to give the bores a factory fresh finish. By that point, people started asking us, why don't you just go ahead and build the engine? After putting that much time into it, we agreed it would be a waste just to cover it in plastic and stick it in the corner.
Some of the existing pieces were reused, such as the rods and crankshaft. Some of the pieces were upgrades, including a bigger camshaft, forged pistons that also increased compression, and a fresh set of valve springs. We topped the engine off with an Edelbrock Performer intake manifold. In the dyno cell, with the quick fuel QFT 950 CFM carburetor, the V6 put out 262 horsepower and 296 pound-feet of torque.
On our V6, our power adder of choice is going to be a turbocharger. These are really simple to install and a great way to add power. These engines even have a history with turbocharging going all the way back to the 90s with the Typhoons and the Cyclones. Now our engine is very solid, so all we have to do is build around it.
This engine is still going to be a pump gas street engine, so we're not going to pour the boost to it, but we are doing some updates, like converting this engine to fuel injection with a Holley Super Sniper Stealth. Also, we have to build the entire turbo system ourselves, which isn't exactly hard, but we have a lot of work we have to do, so no better time like the present to get going on it. This engine only has dyno time on it, so we aren't expecting any surprises. The oil looks clean. Oh, since we're adding a turbo, we will be adding a turbo drain to the side of the oil pan. Off it goes. Nice. There you silly, silly piece of equipment. I'll tell you what, this thing was running very nice.
Yeah, all the ports look good. Nothing's leaking. Wow. So we should be able to, I'm pretty sure this works. Go like that.
Like it was made for a turbo setup.
Yep, and now we have turbo headers. And we can get new gaskets, but for now we can still mock them up, get them bolted on, and then, because we got to figure out where we're going to put the turbo, how we're going to drain it, how we're going to tie these together to go into one turbo. There's a bunch of other stuff to figure out. So I say for now we just get them mocked up, we'll get some new gaskets coming, and go from there.
I'm way ahead of you.
Oh.
I'm already doing it.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
We are going to be switching over our 4.3 from an electric water pump setup that we used on the dyno to a conventional belt-driven setup, and for that we need an alternator as well. We chose to pick up a Duralast Gold alternator. The Gold line is a 100% new alternator. There are no reused pieces in it. They will also go the extra mile and create proprietary componentry so the alternator performs at or above OEM standards. During its assembly, it is triple tested to ensure that everything works properly, and it is designed to be a 100% bolt-in for its OEM counterpart. So we will get everything mocked up on the front of the engine and then build our turbo system around it so everything fits like it should.
We had a pulley setup and a mechanical water pump for a small block Chevy truck engine in-house, so we're using them on the build. After getting them bolted on, we'll use an aftermarket bracket to install our alternator.
If you are new to turbocharging, there may be a few things that you just haven't learned yet. And whether it's a daily driver or a full-out race car, turbocharging can give you an advantage in the horsepower department if everything is set up right. And this Summit Tech Tip is going to help you out with that. Today we're going to talk about the difference between a wastegate and a blow-off valve. A wastegate is a valve that is used on the exhaust side before the turbocharger that regulates how fast the turbine spins. It gets reference from the pressurized side of the compressor, and when it achieves the pressure that is needed via either manually with springs and a boost controller or electronically through solenoids, it bleeds pressure around the turbine to limit its speed, and that limits how much boost you can produce. Now on the other side of the system, we'll talk about what a blow-off valve does. This is a valve that's installed on the cold side of the system before pressurized air enters the engine. It references vacuum from behind the throttle blades in this port, and what it is designed to do is keep that pressure wave from damaging your compressor wheel, bearings, and all sorts of stuff in your system when the throttle blades are snapped closed during wide open throttle operation. And although this is just a small part of an entire turbo system, these components are extremely important for things to run right.
Keeping our other turbo components in mind and easy packaging, we had to figure out where we were going to put the turbo, and what we landed on is somewhere in this area. If we get too close, it makes it hard to route the exhaust. If we get too far away, it makes it hard to brace, so we're going to be somewhere in here. And to do that, we drew up a bracket in CAD or cardboard aided design, and what we end up with is this. This is just solid tacked for now, but it will mount right here to the head, and the turbo will sit on top. We'll figure out how to get everything routed up to it, and then once everything is mocked up, we can fully weld the bracket and our exhaust. We'll use some ARP fasteners to hold our stainless turbo flange in place.
All right, I dug around out back. There's a 2.5-inch 180 like you requested.
Excellent.
Now tell me exactly what you're going to do here.
Well, this is kind of the heart of the plan. It's a Vibrant Performance Y pipe from Summit Racing. We actually used one of these on the Ford 300. This one's different though. It has a 2.5-inch inlet and a 3-inch outlet, because that's actually the same size as a T4 flange. So I've already boxed that, and that is going to go right here on this flange. And then probably the hardest part about this is getting this pipe to make this turn into this header. It's really tight. Not a big fan of pie cuts, so I'd like to use mandrel bent tubing as much as I can. I might have to cut this up a little bit to make it fit, but I think it's definitely doable. And then this side is really easy, just 90, 45, another 90, and probably another 45. And then probably gonna have the wastegate come out right here, so it hits both sides, just out at an angle, and then that'll go out the back, and the turbo exhaust will go out the back too. I think that should work.
It's compact enough if, usually we just build stuff for the dyno, but it's compact enough you don't have a power steering unit, might be able to fit in some sort of vehicle. No plan for it yet, but there's always that hope. You know?
Yeah, there's a hope that it will fit, but yeah, so we usually just build these for the dyno because that's all we need it to work for, and this one doesn't have a project planned yet, so we can't build it around a vehicle. We have nothing planned for it, so I think this is going to work really well for now. It's going to spool up nice. I think it's going to be good. We'll start by tacking our Y pipe to our flange. So we've made this bend right here. We've basically taken a mandrel bent piece and slash cut it and then made the holes pretty round again. You could have done this with pie cuts, but this is going to be a smoother transition for the air. Might not look as good, but it's probably going to work a little bit better. So all we have to do now is make a few pieces of pipe that space it out. We got one there, and then we'll make another one that goes to here and connect everything together.
That's quasi straight.
Somewhat straight to the engine.
Okay, right there.
Okay, should be good. Nice.
The rest of the exhaust is pretty simple. We'll get everything tacked into place and make sure it fits before it's final welded. The next thing we will be doing in our series of events is installing the Wastegate. Now this is a 40mm unit with a 7-pound spring installed. It doesn't sound like a lot, but we will also be adding a manual boost controller, so if we want to crank it up later, we can. Because this is a completely custom system, we can install this wherever we want. We want it in line with the flow, and we want to see pressure from both sides of the engine, so we're going to stick it right on our merge right there. That way we can run our pipe to our exhaust or separately if we want to. Oh, right in the oil. A lot easier than drilling out a hole is to take our Forney plasma cutter and color inside the lines. Sort of. All right.
Since this is the final component, we can now go through and fully weld the entire hot side. We'll also take this time to add an O2 bung for the EFI system. Remember that turbo drain we talked about? Now it's time for it to go in. After drilling a pilot hole and finishing it to size with a Matco spiral flute step drill, we'll remove the paint from around the weld area with a Forney abrasive pad. Finally, we'll install the bung. We've finished welded our dash 10 bung in the side of our oil pan for our turbo drain, and so now that that's repainted, we also added a baffle to the inside to hopefully keep some of the returning oil from splashing directly on the crank and keep some windage down. But since he's got silicone on, this is ready to go back on.
High temperature RTV will help keep the headers sealed up tight. Now they will be installed for good. Since you last saw this bracket, we've installed a gusset and fully welded it. With everything covered in heat wrap, the hot side is bolted down.
Then the turbo is installed and the boost tee is connected to the wastegate. We only have a few components left to install on our V6, and one of the more important ones is the fuel metering device. And since we're going turbocharged, we are going to be going with throttle body fuel injection and using this Holley Super Sniper Stealth to do that. These units are really cool because the module is integral to the unit and it's been designed to look like a carburetor for that stealthy underhood look. We're not going to push our V6 that hard, but in case we want to use this on any other projects, this unit is good for up to 1,250 horsepower under forced induction. These units will do quite a bit with 3 programmable inputs and up to 6 outputs, but if you want to keep it simple, you only actually need 4 wires to make it run, and it comes with everything you need. You can do all the tuning with the handheld right here. It's a 3.5-inch touchscreen, but we are going to actually upgrade that and move on to the Sniper 5-inch digital dash. This replaces the 3.5-inch handheld because it will do all the same functions like the setup wizard and the tuning, but it also has 3 pre-programmed dashes that have RPM and speed as well as a bunch of other data. It comes with its own GPS for speed signal, a windshield mount, and the CAN connection for the unit. We also need to design an intercooler system, and to get the air into our Super Sniper Stealth, we are going to use one of Holley's black carb hats. But before we can do that, we have to get this one installed. This unit bolts to any 4150 flange, and it has 2 Dash 6 fuel inlets to feed the 8 100-pound-an-hour injectors.
The last thing our 4.3 will get is a small charged air cooler with an electric fan already attached. it will be plenty.
It's running very nicely. It's up to temp, idling beautifully. I'm really excited. Are you excited?
Well, yeah, I'm excited. I'm more excited that I'm not dynoing this one because I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, nice.
Boost.
Boost already.
Yep. Oh my.
Yowza.
Whoa, holy moly.
That's not a bad start.
That's a good looking graph too. 446.8 pound-feet right at 4,000 and 340.3 horsepower.
All right,
at
well,
4,000
we're already making
Oh,
good power. Okay,
wow,
so 8 pounds boost at 4,000.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, that's gonna go up.
Making 1.68 torque per cube.
That's not bad. Yeah, something like this, you just don't want to get aggressive with it because it does have a forged piston in it, but you can really get yourself into trouble. How froggy are you feeling?
I don't know. I mean, if something bad does happen, it's not the end of the world. We are, like you said, treading new ground. This is something that I've never done, you've never done. We've heard stories. I've ever seen it.
I might have done it.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me that before. Anyway.
In the naturally aspirated version, we turned it 5,500.
Yep.
Go ahead and turn it 5,500.
That is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna see what it peaks at for horsepower. Here we go.
Hey, don't blow it up.
Oh, geez.
That's about it. We're right there. See,
Right there,
I wanted
yeah.
to see where things were start to
Yep.
level up.
444.9, call that 445 basically.
Yep.
And it did that right at 5,200. And torque's still good, 474.1. The tune is super safe, not a ton of timing, not a ton of fuel. We chose fuel injection for a reason, so it could control timing, it can control the fuel.
Yep.
We have an accurate way to do that to make sure this thing is not gonna spike lean.
I've been watching the little monitor device here.
I like that
which
too.
The 5-inch screen is really nice.
Yeah.
It's easy to use. It's very, very clear. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it because I can see it without my glasses on.
Yeah.
You want to go for the gusto? I mean, we can do a little.
If this was a street engine, I would stop there. If
is
this was my engine that I was putting in a vehicle, I would stop right there on pump gas. But I mean, we can.
This is the point where we can tell.
spice it up.
We can tell everybody else to stop. We don't have to stop.
There should be a disclaimer at the bottom that says,
Go ahead and stop
here. Maybe we'll go give that boosty a few turns.
I mean, I don't know anything about boost tees. You're gonna have to do that, but
You can figure it out. It's just a couple turns.
all right, I'll go.
All right. All right, how many turns did you actually put in it?
Are you supposed to count the clicks?
Oh boy. Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, baby.
Oh my
Watch
gosh.
this torque number right here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You put a couple turns in it, didn't you?
I put 4 clicks in it.
Oh my gosh.
503.7 pound-feet.
Yep, and we're at 468.3 horsepower at 5,200. Wow.
That's pretty mean right
Looks
there.
fine.
We still have 6 cylinders. There's no smoke.
Nope.
There are no parts on the ground.
Yep, no
I don't know-
blow-by.
I don't know how many times I would repeat doing that, but that thing just made 500 pound-feet at 266 inches.
I mean, do you want to just go for 1 atmosphere or what here?
I mean, it's one of those things that I would like to go for 1 atmosphere.
Yeah, is it going to last much longer? I don't know, but there's only one way to find out, right?
Here's what we're gonna do. Let me go put another couple of those clicks in there.
Then we'll stop.
Then we'll stop. I don't know if it'll get 1 atmosphere, but I really, really think we should stop after this.
We will. All right, here we go. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. I was
Yeah,
so scared.
let's go ahead and stop now.
Oh! 525.8 pound-feet and 485.5 horsepower.
That is pushing the envelope on this thing.
Oh my
I think.
God.
I don't know because
Durable,
you could
I mean-
literally keep going until it flushes parts out of it. I mean, the graph looks beautiful.
I mean,
all the
yeah.
air fuels look
Nice
nice.
and smooth.
The
Everything
engine's
is-
still running.
Wow.
All right,
I
so
mean,
what did we learn today, right?
I learned that I like V6s a little bit more if they have a turbo, but
Well, that's true. I mean, what really helped us out on this one a lot is we did a lot of pre-work. I know it was universal for all engines, right?
Yeah.
But with the oiling mods and the torque plate honing and the careful assembly, we put rod bolts in it,
Yep.
and we put a forged
piston. Yep, and
It's
ported the heads, and that that allows us to run a little bit less boost
Yeah.
and make the equal amount of power, which is helpful. I mean, we are getting in the medium range for boost here at 13.8, so we're getting close
Yeah,
there.
we're not even at 1 atmosphere.
No. So imagine this in like an S10, or an S10 Blazer or something like that.
This could be in a full-size pickup.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing's making 375 pound-feet
Yeah.
at 2,500.
I mean, yeah, over 3,100, it's making over 450, and it doesn't go back below.
Yeah,
I
no.
me's that's crazy. Now we just have to find something to put it in.
That-
I mean,
like-
that's not our job. But,
Like everything
we
else,
can find
it'd be
something.
great to put it in something,
Yeah.
but that's not our department.
but still, great success.
Happy times.
If you want to see more of this or more cool stuff, go check out our website.